Well, shalom everyone. Today is Monday. It's like 3:58 in the morning. I went to bed around 11 o'clock Saturday evening, and I just woke up here at 1:49 a.m. Monday morning. That's like 27 hours straight I was out. But when I woke up, I was like in a ball of sweat that I really thought I was going to. I should have been itching and burning, to pieces, but I didn't do it. So I'm hoping that we're past that part of this tick bite that took place. Now, what I really wanted to talk to you about today is how to take sauerkraut, store-bought sauerkraut. This here is organic. I get this over at Big Lots. And this has just got cabbage, water, and salt. That's all it is. It's organic cabbage, water, and salt. But the problem is, and I popped the top on here, but when it's opened up, you don't see a bubbling or anything of that sort, so you know that, it's either been pasteurized or something of that sort, which kills off the living probiotics in here. And I want to show you how to make it alive again. And the reason that you should, I want to share with you here in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Please take the time to read the whole thing, because it's going to show all these different curses that come on you. And I've had many of them, man. I had a boil, that come out of my back, made me look like Quasimodo there. But I've been through a whole lot of these different things, and not because I sinned. It's because I do believe I will be able to show much empathy to those who are, coming out of the world and choosing the every living word that we should be walking in, and yet still having some of these things coming on us to test our faith and such. But here in Deuteronomy 28:60 it says, "Moreover, he will bring back on you all the diseases of Egypt of which you were afraid, and they shall cling to you." And if you've seen these things recently in the news, we've got, Ebola and all sorts of things that are coming out. We've got polio, and there's so many things that are coming back right now that you can actually ward off with just things like sauerkraut. And in verse 61 it says, "Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in this book of the law will the Father bring upon you until you are destroyed." Now this here is basically for those that refuse to keep the laws and the commandments. Like it says here in Deuteronomy 28:15, it says, "But it shall come to pass, if you do not obey the voice of Yahweh your Father, to observe carefully all his commandments and his statutes which I command you today, that all these curses will come upon you and overtake you." Now, if you're out there committing fornication, adultery, stealing, lying, cheating, and all these things, no matter how much sauerkraut or fermented vegetables you may eat, it's not going to help you at all. Okay, so basically what I want to do is show you how to do this, and I'm going to be putting what's here into this bigger jar. Okay, but I'm going to be adding a little more water to this because I like the juice. It's the most powerful part. I do like sauerkraut itself, but the juice, a lot of times I'll just go, if I got a stomach in, some kind of indigestion, things of that sort, I feel off a little, I'll just take a teaspoon or a tablespoon of it, and that's what we'll do. But anyway, what we're going to do is just take the sauerkraut, drop it right down into a bowl. Okay, I've actually got a ceramic crock that I'll be using, but I'm doing this just for general purposes to show you how easy it is for anyone to be able to make their own sauerkraut. And it's just, this simple, taking it out of the jar. And the reason for this is you want the air to get to it. Okay, I'm not saying stick it in front of a fan or anything, and I'll be rinsing this out. And remember, if you add extra water to this, okay, what you want to do is make sure it's pure water. If you only have city water, make sure you boil it and don't pour it in here boiling. Let it cool, then just put it in here. Easy as that, my friends. All you do is now you let this here sit on your countertop, okay, and if there's flies or anything like that around, you just want to take a sheet of newspaper and don't tuck it, just lay it over there to avert them from coming in and fouling up your sauerkraut, you know, or you could put it into a cupboard or something like that, you know, but you just don't want the bugs in it, that's all. And you let it sit there. Well, you do want the righteous bugs that you can't even see, but you just let it sit for about 3 hours on your counter, okay, or wherever you need to put it. But about 3 hours, let it set. Then what I'm going to do is transfer all of it from this into my jar. And then what you want to do, you know, regardless, if you're using the jar that it came in after it's cleaned out, you want to put the lid on. See where it clicks? Watch, boom, it clicks down. You want it just before it clicks down. You want it left open like that. Put it into a bowl or something for about 3 more days. You let it set. And around the second day or so, you could go ahead and take a taste. It should start bubbling by then, you know, a little bit. It'll ferment. Take a taste, and if it's to the degree of fermentation that you like at that point, then you just simply close the jar down and put it in your fridge. But if you'd like it to be a little bit more tart or whatever, a little bit more fermented, you can let it go on for 3 or 4 days, okay, before you need to refrigerate it, before it, you know, gets a little too much fermented, unless you really like it mushy. But it's just that simple, my friends. And with the sauerkraut, it will and you can make kimchi, and if you'd like, you could actually take carrots or something like that, a hard root or a hard vegetable, and you can slice it real thin and put it right in there right now. And if you like fermented carrots, and it will ferment the carrots along with the cabbage. When it starts coming to life again, it'll ferment those carrots, and you can have sauerkraut with carrots even, you know, or you could put in like peppers, things of this sort as well. Plenty of places on YouTube that show you how to make sauerkraut and kimchi and fermented vegetables from scratch. I highly recommend it. It's something that your immune system needs, that's in your gut. Without it, you know, a lot of these diseases and plagues are going to come on you. You know, even if you're keeping the laws, they'll have a tendency wanting to come upon you. And this is just one defense that I know our King has put here for us, that we can go ahead and have some sort of defense. So with that in mind, eat your sauerkraut every day, my friends. You know, just a couple forkfuls here and there. You know, it'll cure. Yeah, I'm not going to say cure, because they like to kill, you know, those that do cure people. I mean, the physicians today, they're still practicing. They're all practicing physicians, killing more people every year than guns do, because they are practicing. I'm just telling you to help your diet, help your body, help, you know, your holy temple. If you haven't ever done a colon cleanse, please consider taking one. Dr. Schultz's, I believe, has some of the best. John Wayne, when he died, they say they did an autopsy on him and found over 45 pounds of impacted crapola, manure, in his intestines, backed up, packed up, and that was basically what some people claim is the reason that he died. I'm just encouraging you to clean out all that stuff. If you're going to hear the voice of our Father, for the most part, it usually comes, you know, it's like in the cop movies, there, oh, I've just got this gut feeling, you know. Well, if you're all packed up, you're not getting those gut feelings from the proper sources. You're getting gut feelings because they're being impacted, and we need to get them cleaned out so that we could let the sauerkraut and such take care of all that candida. It will neutralize the candida, bring down the candida to where it's at a beneficial ratio to the beneficial bacteria in our guts, and that'll keep us healthy if we can do just that, you know, because candida is, you know, the #1 culprit for most every ailment and disease that we have. It's because people eat sugar and they don't bother to neutralize the sugar a bit, which feeds candida and breeds candida. With those things, it'll put a stop on it and bring it down to a ratio that's beneficial for our holy temple. So I hope that this information's helped you. Any questions, please ask. And I love y'all. Shalom. I hate what you do, you know, some of you, but I do love you. Our King loves you too. He loves you more than I do, and he just wants you to come to know him a little better. So enjoy your sauerkraut and kimchi every day.